going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky, what did you say?
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. I've got a good one. This one's interesting, mildly spicy, but we are in Clark, out of Florida, and we've got ourselves a snitch. He is trying to snitch on everyone and everything, and the defense attorney is just not having it. She even says, "I do not represent snitches." What makes this one interesting is I've never heard this from the defense attorney's point of view. You know, this guy's trying to make a deal to not go to prison for 25 years, and he's using his bargaining chips that he knows some things. And his defense attorney's like, "Nope, we're not playing that game." Yeah, this one's good. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Numbers 23-458, 22-2327, and 19-3042. And he also had case number 23-3068B. Little bit of housekeeping. The 23 case shows as closed and consolidated into 23-458. However, there was a misunderstanding. All the counts of that case should have been consolidated into count 1 of case number 23-458. Is that correct, Mr. Sullivan?
Yes, that's correct. From a practical matter, yes.
I'll be honest with you, I think consolidating is something the state does. I'm not sure how the clerk, it's all dismissed for the clerk.
Yeah. And I would need this for JAC so that I could show that the case is closed.
Yes, ma'am. That's where it matters right there.
Yes, it does. Mr. Terry is scheduled for trial in case number 23-458, and I believe for evidentiary hearing in the remaining 2 case numbers. He has been given a plea offer of 25 years DOC, and it's my understanding that he does not want to take that. Is that correct, Mr. Terry?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Mr. Terry also wishes to address the court. I believe he has mailed something to the court. I didn't see anything in the file. Don't know if that has made it here yet, but he has some issues that he would like to address.
Let's see if there's anything in the court file. I didn't see anything when I checked it before. No, sir. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and swear Mr. Here, yeah.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Lower your hand, sir. State your name.
Sean Thomas Terry.
Mr. Terry, what would you like to address with the court this morning?
Well, some major conflicts of interest and irreconcilable differences between me and Miss Bennett have come about, and I filed it with the clerk of court. I also have copies of it
Just
here.
tell me that it's not in the clerk's office, so you can tell me what your issues are. It'd be the best thing to do.
Well, the first thing that, I have an issue with is Miss Bennett called me a snitch the first time she met me and developed a biased opinion against me, not even looking at my discovery to see any information that's in my discovery. And also, some other things have aroused to where a family member of mine has, was supposed to testify against her godson, and Miss Bennett has been made aware of this, and she even agreed that it's a conflict of interest in that matter. And, some other things besides that, Your Honor, but she also filed a motion on October 24th certifying a conflict for some of the same reasons. And the only reason why I didn't go through with this conflict is Miss Bennett, the day of, told me if I didn't go through with it, that she would file a motion to suppress and this be resolved. And then it took 5 months to get a simple suppression filed and heard to where I'm pushed all the way until trial. And I haven't even prepared any defense. I haven't had time to call any of my witness lists that I've given Ms. Bennett or anything to this matter. And I just feel like I'm not being represented adequately at all. I feel like there's too much conflicts and irreconcilable differences that can't be repaired between me and her.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. He caused all these. He went to the prosecutor without her and just started running his mouth. You're about to find out.
Yes, it is not correct that I called Mr. Terry a snitch. What is correct is that I told him that I do not like to work with people who do snitch because that it creates conflicts. However, if the case warrants testimony against other people, we can set it up properly with the state and the state attorney so that there is actually a benefit, as opposed of defendants doing that behind my back, which oftentimes results into them giving information without receiving a benefit or creating a conflict. Furthermore, the testimony against what he called my godson, there was no conflict. I wasn't even aware that this was a family member until late last week. But I understand that Mr. Terry perceives it to be so. And other than that, I would say that Mr. Terry has misconstrued the situation altogether. However, I understand that that's what he feels, and I think in light of that, he probably would set this up for 3850 if we go forward.
You know, I'm not as concerned about that. I mean, that's something that happens after a trial and after appeals have been. So that's, you filed a notice of appearance September 23rd.
Correct.
26th day of September, and according to Mr. Terry's own testimony, evidently he had an issue back then, but never, we're here at the morning of the trial. A motion to suppress was filed. A motion, a hearing was held. There's been an order. I'm satisfied with Ms. Bennett's explanation.
Furthermore, for the record, Mr. Terry has told me he believes I haven't properly relayed his counter plea offers to Mr. Sullivan, which was 10 years or less. I told this to Mr. Sullivan, and they have declined that. Is that correct, Mr. Sullivan?
That is correct. And Mr. Terry, even as of last Friday, was trying to provide information on other cases for a better plea deal, and I've not been interested. Ms. Bennett has relayed that to me multiple times.
What's his overall exposure for what's going on, what we're going forward with this week?
He's charged with a first-degree felony in the case that is set for trial. So his exposure on that one is 30 years and 5 years on each of the violation of probation. Mr. Sullivan has advised me, and I have told Mr. Terry that Mr. Sullivan, if this goes to trial, may add an additional first-degree felony, which then makes this a 70-year exposure.
Mr. Terry, I don't find that Ms. Bennett is, her representation is falling short of what it should be. She has filed the motion. She's, and you're prepared to go pick a jury today and go to trial this week?
Yes, sir.
The only thing that I'm asking, Your Honor, is for a continuance. My mother lives down south and she's looking to obtain me a lawyer.
That's
She
denied.
already,
We're picking a jury this week. If you were going to hire an attorney, you've had sufficient time. You've been in custody. This is a 23 case.
yes, sir, but I haven't had any time to do anything in my case. I've seen Miss Bennett once in person in 20 months
That
that
is
I've been at the jail.
That is correct. However, my investigator went out to Mr. Terry multiple times, and I had video sessions with him also multiple times.
This was set for trial.
And I mean, the only thing is, I've never been to a trial management. It was set for trial. I went to a motion docket and then,
What would that matter if you were set for a trial management? You
Well,
were
no,
set for three trials, and they're basically the same thing. We just call it a trial management.
I understand that, Your Honor. And like I said, I mean, the only thing that's been spoke to me about trial has been in the past week. I mean, I have witnesses that I want to call forward in this case that I can't even call forward.
Has there been a witness list?
No, sir.
Have you
I gave, actually her investigator, the only one who's seen me, I gave him a witness list about 16 months ago of people that was actually in the car with me and actual time and dates of where they could get this evidence footage from the bank surveillance camera, you know, to basically expose that there was other people in the vehicle with me, which would very much help my defense in this matter.
Ms. Bennett, do you have a witness?
Yeah, that goes back to the snitching. This guy just wants to tell on everyone. I wonder if that's why he's wearing yellow. The other people in jail are wearing the traditional jail clothes for this area. You can see them in the bottom left. They're kind of sitting in what looks like might be the jury box. All right, so what's going on here is he's looking at, I mean, essentially life. They said that he, 30 years on one charge, 5 years on the additional charges, plus the prosecutor may bring a first degree felony, which will do 70 years. He's looking at a lot of years, and the plea deal is to not go to trial and take 25 years. And this guy's like, I'll just snitch on everyone, and you give me 10 years. And the prosecutor's like, no, your information is not that good. And that's where we're at. So yeah, don't sell drug, kid. Don't sell drugs. His charge is 28 grams of fentanyl, trafficking in fentanyl, 28 grams. So mandatory minimum 25 years. Don't do that. You won't be in this position.
I remember that Mr. Terry had that, and I addressed it with him. And I asked if these people will come forward and admit that the drugs were theirs. And he said, no, they will not. And so with that in mind, I think it is actually going to be the exact opposite if people come forward and say the drugs are his. And therefore, I decided not to call them or investigate that any further. Furthermore, Mr. Terry wanted to list any character witnesses, and I told him that in this particular case, I wouldn't see any need for a character witness other than potentially for sentencing. And of course, he can invite anybody he would like for sentencing.
Mr. Terry, I'm going to deny your motion to appoint another attorney based on your testimony, Ms. Bennett's responses. I'm going to deny your motion for continuance. And we're ready to pick a jury today. When we're going to try the case?
Thursday.
That's correct.
Okay. And you understand that you're looking at a total of your maximum exposure of 70 years. Do you understand that?
I mean, I guess so, Your Honor. New charges haven't been filed against me. And my understanding is Friday, there was a forced supplemental discovery response from the state that I haven't even been able to look at or even know what that is. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot about this that I've never even been talked to about trial until this past week. And this is potentially a life sentence for me. I just don't understand how 1 month would render the court any inconvenience just to allow me to at least be able to obtain proper counsel or at least get with Ms. Bennett and obtain a proper defense. She hasn't spoken with me about any defenses in my case, Your Honor.
I just wanted to address the supplemental discovery. Those were pictures we took of the fentanyl at BCSO. Ms. Bennett was with us. So just to avoid the high potency narcotics coming to court, that's what that supplemental discovery is. So it's nothing new.
And then there was another one that was shortly before that. That's for the defendant's statement. And Mr. Estes has been out at the jail to play those for him.
And the only thing that, they said they're adding new charges. I haven't even got an FDLE report about these new charges or anything.
Well, we're just picking on it. What are we picking today? Trafficking? Trafficking?
But they're talking about adding new charges of trafficking something else that I've never even
We're not going to
heard
trial
that
that existed.
existed.
Correct. All right. Well, you understand what you're looking at, and we'll pick a jury sometime this morning. We'll try the case on Thursday. I'm going to deny both your motions.
And just to be clear on the trafficking and fentanyl and the 2 BOPs, he is an exposure of 40 years.
Okay.
Without any new charges.
You understand that, sir?
Yeah, is there any time that I can just at least think about this plea deal? I mean, just get a continuance for that to talk to my family about.
We're going to pick a jury this morning, sir. This is the time to make a decision one way or another. We have jurors come. I'm assuming we have jurors at the courthouse. We're picking a jury, or I'll accept a plea if there's I'll accept either an open plea or a negotiated plea before we pick a jury. But
I mean, is there any way that we could negotiate anything less
I'm
than
not
25
negotiating, sir.
years?
No, sir.
I know
You can plead-
you're
You
not.
can plead straight up to me to whatever.
Just for the record, count one has a minimum of 25 years. So that's where that 25 years is, and we're not going
So
below.
the state's offering the minimum
The
mandatory.
minimum mandatory of 25 years.
All right, you can have a seat and think about it right now while I take.
Yes, form if you want me to.
All right, that's it. I did follow the rest of this case. It just wasn't. Nothing happened. I'll explain exactly what happened. They did pick a jury. He went back. He put on his clothes. They picked a jury, and then the day of trial came, and he took the plea deal. So he did accept the 25 years. But during that, after he took that plea deal, he was asking the judge for special treatment in jail, probably because he tried to snitch on everybody. And and Judge Clark just pretty much said, like, I can't really do anything about that. I can put in a request, but it's up to the jail. I don't control them. So yeah, this guy might have a interesting next 25 years. All right, that's it. The moral of today is don't sell drugs, kids. Don't sell drugs. All right, that's it. Please hit that like button if you like the video, or just hit the like button because you like me. I don't or whatever your reason is, just hit the like button. All right, you guys are awesome. Until next time, bye.